Philip Pelusi.
How are you?
Very good. I'm great. We're here in your Southside salon. Now, you have been in this business over 45 years. You have developed products. You are an artist in that sense. You're a trendsetter in style. So if I were to meet you at a party, not anywhere around here, somewhere where, maybe they have not heard of Philip Pelusi, if that's even conceivable, or nobody has hair or something like that. And I said, well, Philip, good to meet you. What do you do? How would you answer that at this point in your career?
That's a very difficult question because I've covered every different aspects of beauty, from runway hair to developing products, from hair coloring to, developing a reputation as a hair cutter, developing a hair cutting system that's unique to our group, volumetrics. So it's difficult. I've called myself a product artist from time to time. I've done photography. So, one could add that. Film has always interested me. So, one word would be an alchemist, perhaps.
Very good. And now, in all those things that you mentioned there, it seems that style really is a common thread in all of them. How would you define your style?
Well, I think style, at least for me, and I think the way I'd like to translate it and work with our clients and work with in the film media and everything. I think style is. I think what it really is looking great in your skin, feeling great from the inside out, and I think looking great at each decade. In other words, from 10 to 20, looking that great for 10 to 20 and 20 to 30 and 30 to 40 and 40 to 50. I think if you're like a 50 and you're trying to look like you're 20, it's probably not going to work. So the idea is each decade brings its own uniqueness, its own sensuality. We start out with youth, which is beauty unto itself, and then as we progress in our character and our interpersonal skills, our development as human beings, finding ourselves, being comfortable, learning and growing situations, and it adds another dimension to your persona. And I recognize that, and I think that's really what beauty is. So it comes from within. It's recognizing who you are, and of course, in that path along that way, besides self-development, working with good hairdressers or makeup artists, or perhaps a stylist, or depending on the field that you're in, that can assist you in being the best that you can be.
And there are a lot of developments in the hairstyling industry that you've brought to the table. Volumetrics, for example, which I believe is your patented, what do we want to say, method of
it's a trademark system of cutting hair, basically. It's like I always say, we never invented the haircut, but we developed techniques that make every haircut better. And I think that becomes important because it really respects and honors the fabric and the texture of the hair. So it's allows you to get the maximum shine, bodies, volume from your hair through the volumetric precision cutting system. And I think what's different from it is a lot of times we're taught to cut hair robotically. Everything's held up like at 90 degrees or a certain degree, and then you cut it and it falls. But the problem is hair moves, and it has colics and it has different textures. So if you lift it up and let it fall, it's not going to fall in the right place. So you have to understand that base principle and then know when to lift and when not to lift, and when to cut a certain way and when not to cut a certain way. That makes a better hairstyle, it makes a better fabric. The hair will grow out nicer, the haircuts will last longer.
The product line here, you have had a hand in developing all of this.
Yes, very much so.
What really kind of inspired you to start making your own product line?
Well, that's a good question. I think early on I wasn't satisfied with the products were available back in the 60s and 70s. And also, and it's kind of used to irk me, a salesperson would come in and talk to me and try to sell me hair care products, but they never did a hair. And I think it's a hobby. Like a lot of people, and maybe someone makes wine for a hobby, for example, or maybe cooking could be a wonderful hobby. For me, making a great product is exactly like cooking.
That's great.
Because you source the best ingredients you can, you have an end result in mind, something, a vision, a feel. You want to do something, and then you go out and get the best ingredients possible, and then you have to blend it and test it and all that until you get the right recipe.
And this is hair honey.
This is hair honey.
It smells great as soon as you opened it. And it's has a very nice texture to
Yeah,
this.
it's very nice texture. You can see.
So I can give myself little
Yeah,
spin curls with it.
put it in your hair now. Yeah, it won't hurt. Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
And what it does, it's this is great for men and also women with short hair.
Oh yeah.
But it separates the hair and defines it.
And a little bit, it feels like a little bit goes a long way.
Yes.
So it's
Maybe about the size of
condensed
a
and
dime,
well made.
the size of a dime or size of a nickel, and that would do it. And it separates the hair, gives it shine, but it never gets stiff like a gel.
Yeah.
The hair never dries
Smells
stiff.
great.
Well, I'm glad
It
you
really
like
does.
it.
And I think it's important to mention too the focus that you put on organics
Yes.
in a great deal of these products.
Right.
Why is that important?
Well, making things organically is, which I love. My first mantra is to have a great product. The second mantra is, can we do it organically? The third, if not, was to least harmful or least amount of so-called chemicals that we can use to produce this product and have it perform, because it must perform. So I think up until now, a lot of people haven't been happy with organics because they don't always perform.
It's tough because what we do to our hair a lot of times is unnatural
Yes.
to get it to do these things.
Very well said. And we have 14 out of 27 products that actually have the USDA seal. So they work for your hair and you can actually eat them. And then the ones that don't, they come in around 85, 90% organic, because we need some kind of preservative, some kind of something in the system that would be natural, but it's not deemed organic as yet because it's been touched by science.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
Still 80-90%.
Yeah.
That's not bad when you compare it to some other mainstream things
Right.
that are out there that don't really consider that organic aspect at all. And there's also a skincare
Yeah.
line that you have, and this is from Tella. It was a hand cream, and on a cold day like this, I'm going to try it.
Yeah, okay, good.
And it smells great too.
Telebeauty Organics. And it's a beautiful organic lavender.
Oh, that's great. And the scent too, I think, is something that's it's very unisex. It's almost like as a fragrance, almost like a cologne for men, but kind of a little bit flowery for a lady.
That's a very good description.
So this is what I'm using now. Then is organic.
Yeah,
It's-
Telebeauty Organic hand cream.
Wow.
And we have body cream. We have a body care line, all certified organic.
Good
And
for
then
the face, too.
We sell it in our salons. Well, of course, it would work on the face, as well. We have body care. And then with our P2 line, we also, P2 Performance ×2 by Philip Pelusi. That's our performance line. It's a little more natural and scientific driven.
And there's really something for everybody here.
Yeah.
No matter what condition your hair is,
Right.
no matter what fabric, you've thought of everything.
Well, yeah, and that's true, because being in the business, we deal with everything.
Yep.
And everyone we do, they have to keep coming back. They keep coming back to us. So it's imperative to our reputation that they like the product and feel good about it.
Now, who does your hair? All right, so what do we need to do with this here?
Well, you have a great head of hair.
Thank you. I wasn't fishing for that, by the way, but I appreciate that coming from you.
He was talking to a bunch of very attractive women, and I said, what's that guy do?
Yeah.
Who's he? He's a hairdresser.
So hairdressing gets you the babes, right? I couldn't do a faux hawk at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, you could.
You think I could pull it off?
Yeah.
I'll maybe give it a try.
You don't have to have the side totally shaved. You can still leave just enough hair on the side to look a little sophisticated, and you don't want to look maybe like a kid. But
Well,
you can still
in
do-
some ways, that's debatable. I don't know.
You can hardly watch television today. Almost every anchor person has longer hair, have some extensions added to their hair on all the network news. I can spot it right away, obviously.
You've spoiled the illusion for me. Oh, I like that.
It might, maybe because I have a lot to do with the fragrance.
Yeah, I'm going to take another hit of that.